Hello guys, welcome to one more episode of the Magic Inside podcast.
Hello.
Hello Artur. All
welcome. Welcome to one more
Yes.
episode. All good, yes.
Great.
It's been a great week.
So
weeks.
you are going to perform a trick that you have showed me that one. You
I
bought,
am, but now.
Not now,
I mean,
not now.
Okay, yes.
I think
I have
it's,
something
I think it's nice.
prepared. It's called Boarding Pass from Mariano Goni Magic.
Mm-hmm.
But on this episode, we are going to discuss a little bit about magic shops.
Yes, and some tricks that you like, some
tricks,
that you don't like.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because we've been consuming magic tricks for many years now, and so
Yep.
we kind of did some mistakes in the past. Not so much nowadays, at least for me, but. So I'm right now. I'm much more. I consider
You have less tricks in the drawer now.
Yes, my drawers are empty now.
I remember that at least myself and you, I think the first tricks that we bought, at least my first trick was from Hanky, you know, Hanky's Magic Factory, which was actually in Boston, Massachusetts, right?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, because
you can talk a little bit about.
Yes, basically, at least what the internet says. Of course, I'm not. I mean, it's what I've read online in many forums, and I'm not saying that's exactly how it happened, but probably yes. I don't know. But what the internet says, at least, is that the owner at the time,
which was Hanky.
Hanky
Was named
stole from a customer, you know. So basically, didn't exist PayPal at the time, you know. So you really had to place your own the credit card details, like they had access to it. So if they wanted, they could steal from you. Now you have Stripe, you know, you have PayPal, you have many other platforms, that Apple Pay, etc. That in those times, we are talking about 20 years ago, didn't existed. So I believe that there was a customer from Hanky, which was an astronaut, I think, and he stole over the course of a few years over $500,000, something like that. So then the owner went to jail, and which was really a shame. Not only
is he in jail?
No, I think he left already. Yes, he's outside for a few years now. Yes, I don't know, something else, which is really a pity, because I honestly loved that shop in particular. Do you recall there? In fact, I have some giant catalogs. It's a shame that I don't have them here now. But do you remember those giant Hanky catalogs, which were really amazing?
Yes, I've seen them. Perhaps you can then film it later.
Yes, and place
post.
it.
But back in the day, before internet to exist, magic shops were actually catalogs, like the phone booths, the phone books.
Hanky was really an online one, but he made every year a huge catalog, with 500 pages and
with a description and the trick illustration and the price.
I loved it.
And you would order by mail, so you fulfill a form.
You can also do it that way. Yes,
you would fulfill this form, and then you would mail the form.
In the beginning, exactly like that. Yes,
it was more or less like we had this in Portugal, not related to magic, but it was this buying clothes via catalog as well. So it's not exclusive to magic.
Yeah.
Back in the day, that's how you would make
exactly
online shopping,
of course,
via a catalog that was sent out to you, and then you would fulfill this form.
Yes, and you
ship the payment, and yeah.
And you know, one of the persons that I don't know if you are aware of this, but we both like Laurent Beretta, right? A great French magician, which has one of the most beautiful Walter Delaney leather levitations I've ever seen. Perhaps now we are seeing some images of him performing it in the Le Plus Grand Cabaret du Monde, which is a great TV show.
He's doing great right now. I follow him on social media, and he now performs on a more exclusive level, I believe.
So it's very, perhaps we can speak about that in another episode, because it's something
perhaps
very interesting.
A guest of ours.
Yes, why not?
Why not?
Yes,
for sure.
I exchanged already film. I really like his work.
He's one of your clients,
for
sure.
Yes, he is. Yes, several, my pocket watch and several other tricks. But to say that he worked, I hope I'm not saying this wrong, but I honestly believe that he was first starting in Magic. He went to Boston to Hanky's magic shop to demo magic, to perform magic tricks at the counter. That's how he gained a lot of expertise, because he was in this Boston amazing, huge magic shop, learning a lot from books. That's who made him who he is now, a great performer with a lot of knowledge. I really love Laurent Beretta. He's an amazing performer.
But books would play a very important role on what he is today, because if you only perform off-the-shelf tricks, I mean, you need to be very good to actually perform those tricks in a different way than, you know what I mean? So it's not enough for you just to pick up the trick and perform it. You need to give something from yourself to that presentation. I think that must be one of the things that he got from books or from the experience.
For sure. Yes, he's also a great manipulator,
Also, yes.
Yeah,
I remember him from his card manipulation routines and all that.
So we can speak about some tricks that we like, some that we don't like, that we bought as stars, right?
Sure.
Do you want me to start, or do you want?
Do you have a list? Of course,
I have a few. Not that many. Well, in fact, I can tell you one trick that I really don't like, and a few that are some of my favorites. One of also the first tricks I've ever bought online was sold by I think Steve Sheraton in a company called Odd Tricks. Odd Tricks, not with a CK but with an X at the end.
Yes.
And even though the trailer was great, the packaging was amazing, I think the trick was really, really bad.
Which trick are you?
I'm talking about the Peter Mavic card Thru Window.
Oh, it was sold by this company,
yes,
Odd
Tricks, yes.
Because it is very well known for his magic apps and.
Yes. He sold. It was sold exactly through this company.
Okay.
And even though I must say this, Peter Mavic for me is one of the most original magicians in the world. He's the one. I don't know if you ever seen his Diamond Illusion. So
yes, I have.
You have. So some images are passing now, and it's unbelievable. He does this surrounded at a circus where a big structure goes up in the air and he appears, and then the assistants. It's unbelievable. It's
not only that, he's
very
much
well
known,
of course,
for these grand illusions to be like original, and to be like this fantastic. So it's not just sawing a woman in half. It needs to be sawed in half and then fly. Something like that. So
he's also a manipulation champion, a FISM world champion in manipulation. He was the first one opening his fingers and making cards appear. He also has a great act, which was with some balls with some eyes, where played the Pink Panther theme at the background. So just to say this, even though he's an amazing magician and he also has his own theater, it's great. He released probably one of the worst tricks I've ever seen
at the time. So the standards were not that high.
No. It was a card Thru Window, but basically, first the preparation is very, very complicated, and second, you need it basically works with black art, So, and I mean the conditions to make, if you have a little light at the front, because you need to have, otherwise people don't see the window, the trick reveals itself.
Oh yes.
And then there is something that falls into the floor, and I mean at the time, why I was very frustrated, because I was starting, and I was making some money from some small shows that I did at the time.
And you invested.
And for me it was a huge investment, And because the trailer was really different, it was like the paparazzi following him and asking me, do me a trick now, here are the cards. I really like this, and it was very, very compelling, the trailer at the time, I must say. But then when we received everything and tried to make it work, you just received cardboard and tape for over $100, And $100 now is still money, of course, but at the time was a lot of money,
Yes.
And receiving a little bit of cardboard with tape for a trick that, in my opinion, does not work as intended, it was really, I was really
It was
upset.
promised more than they could accomplish.
Yes,
And this is actually something that's even nowadays. So when you are browsing for Magic, you have different types of ad copy and trailers. Some that tell you exactly what you are getting. Others, and this is more like in the beginning. Others that just makes promises to you. So you can do this, that. You'll be able to amaze your audience. You'll be able to do this. And so they never actually reveal for the professional magician what is the method behind, or what. I mean, it doesn't need to reveal itself, the method, because that's the whole concept of magic. But you as a buyer, you need to be aware of what you are buying, unless you are just buying for sports or for a hobby. So if you are a magician, a professional magician, you need to buy something. If it levitates, you at least need to know if it uses invisible thread or if it uses whatever other method. Yeah. So, and back in the day, I believe the tricks were more like obscured, the methods.
It were like miracles. In fact, if you take a Hanky catalog and if you read some of the descriptions, it's unbelievable. It's like
all miracles, right?
All miracles, you know. Yes. They never give you a little hint about the method. Or I think that nowadays people are more knowledgeable, you know. And I think, this is my opinion, when you have a magic trick that you create and that you produce, I need that people need to know a few things. I'm not talking about the secret itself, you know, but sometimes about the secret too, because there are a few things in products that change everything, you know. And for example, in the case of Gravity, which is one of the products that I invented, you know, it allows you for so many things. If people don't know about them, how can they understand the value that it has regarding, for example, a spider pen, which is something super simple, you know? And people need to know exactly what they're buying. I think because it's a lot of money for people to invest, and they need to know.
But I think it's that's valid for professional products or for professional magicians.
Yes, of course.
Talking about products that costs like hundreds.
Yes,
of
it's
euros.
Not a Svengali deck or something like that.
So I understand both approaches to selling a product. Even I, for example, have a product in the market, which is an app. And in the trailer, I kind of say how it works without actually revealing. But I do say that this is an app that mimics, that does this, does that.
Exactly.
So people need to be aware of what they are buying. And in your case, your first magic trick, your card through window, wasn't like that. But I can say, perhaps, if you agree, that all card through windows that you know nowadays, I mean, the method isn't really great. It's there are a few electronic ones that can be better than others, but it always has. I mean, it's not, the method itself is not as magical as, for example, other tricks, you know, because there needs to be some setup always behind the window. You know.
Yes.
You can. There's no way around.
Yep.
So you always need to make some setup on the other side of the window, and I think it's one plot that the method will never amaze the magician, whatever it is.
Yes, it is preparation. You need to have some time with the window. Is not approaching a window and I'm going to do a trick. Yes, that's right. Rather than get a trick, it's right. Regarding some of the best tricks I bought that I really like, one of them regarding stage is the Ultimate Dancing Hanky by Bogunia. You know, because when I was like 15 or 16, I've bought that trick and I did it hundreds of times here in Portugal, even on TV when I was very young. And I really like it. It took the premise of the classic dancing Eggink, which was invented by the late Don Wayne, and he applied some motors, so it allowed for freedom of the Hanky, so it's not attached to the black foulard anymore. So it can be inside the jar, and, you know.
Upgraded version.
Yes, I really like that trick.
Yeah. There's a very now Bogunia has even more upgraded version of this impossible hangs, but he has one very nice version of it that happens inside this container, like the I don't know the name in English.
Yes, the jar.
The jar. Yes, the transparent
bottle.
one, like a giant, and the silk floats inside, which is very magical, and also it works with electronics. I can say that,
and it's self-contained.
It's self-contained.
It's very cool.
It's very easy to perform, like out of the box,
and you can really go into the audience and show it around and everything. Yes, I really like.
But it's not a trick. It's not a standalone trick. I believe it must be part of a bigger routine.
Yes,
of course you can do it just like
you can, but
for the visuals. But
it's better if it's different. Yeah. So regarding our tricks, which ones are some good or bad that you have
bought many things over the years, some really good things. I would say probably that's one of the best, perhaps, that I still use nowadays on my shows, could be the double cross.
By Mark Southworth.
Southworth, yes.
Which unfortunately is not with us anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think it is one of the perhaps the best tricks, and I must say that I bought a replacement one day, so it still is the same pen that I use. I just bought ink replacements, and I still use it. Perhaps one of the worst. I don't know. I bought many bad tricks over the years, but I can recall perhaps. From Peter Eggink, Haunted deck, I believe it's called Haunted 2.0, which is basically a Haunted deck routine with 2 gimmick cards with some things going on in the middle.
Okay.
And I remember that it broke out of the package, so I wasn't really able to perform it. It was just a tryout, and it's it's perhaps, I mean, it's my fault that I haven't invested or put as much as efforts as I could in the trick, but I remember to see that was a disappointment for me. So perhaps
it was bad luck. I don't know.
Perhaps yes. What can happen is that in magic shops the tricks are so long in storage and then in the shelves that some of the components within the trick can break with the time, can be more like I don't know the real name in English, but it dries up and then it breaks. So perhaps it was bad luck, but I don't see these kind of tricks. I mean, with good eyes anymore. It works for the video, you know, and then in real life, if you are going to perform, you need to load that from somewhere. You need to have that with the fresh
plastic
glue, and you know, it's not a worker.
I see, it's not a worker.
So
it's a shame. I mean. I really like Peter Eggink. I mean, I can tell you that I've seen his lecture at the table, the Murphy's at the Table lecture, and it was honestly one of the best lectures of original magic I've ever seen.
Really?
Yes, I really liked it, and I think that Peter is really very clever. Some people say that they don't like his tricks, but I think some are not that bad as people say, honestly, and. I'll be honest with you. When a singer releases a new song, or an album, you don't need to like all the musics, you know, all the songs of the album. You know, you like one more and two more, but because you don't like the others, does not mean that they are really bad. You know, so
I guess you're right. Yes,
something that does not fit a performer, you might not like, but can fit another. You know. So I'm not saying that he released always good tricks, you know, but I think he really is an amazing creator, in my opinion.
Yes, I was. It came to my mind that one trick that he released in Blackpool a few years ago with a soda can, like a Coca-Cola, where the coin would travel to inside the can. You know, it was electronic.
Yes, that was a lack of experience from him. It's a good trick, but he lacked something as simple as a switch.
Yes, because
That's
the
it.
trick was always on, and
Yes.
eventually the battery would run out.
Yeah,
Perhaps-
I won't blame him. You know, I'll tell you why. Because I think it was probably the first electronic trick that Peter created. You know, and people need to start from somewhere. And I understand that these type of errors only come through experience. You know. So, but the idea of the effect is there. It's a good effect.
I think so. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
there
Only
was
the
missing a
execution
switch.
was.
But people learn, you know.
But the whole concept of the trick of having a can in like 2 meters away, and then you make the coin disappear, and the coin travels.
It's great.
And you listen to the coin dropping. It was
very
a great plot.
Very
Yes.
very good. Yeah.
Just not on the execution, not very well. I remember discussing that with you, improvements that you would make to that gimmick.
Yes.
But
Yes.
it came to my mind because we
Mainly
are
a switch
talking about-
because Peter forgot once again with the lack of experience on electronics. At least this is my opinion, of course. He forgot that the battery with the circuit that was there is always
Consuming.
draining the battery. You know, he didn't remember about that. You know, so I mean, it's something that people learn with mistakes. You know, that's how people evolve. So I don't want to blame him
Did it
because of
use like a remote? Or,
yes, use a remote control.
One of the things that I like in some tricks is that you use a remote, but you can actually, and the smoke watch, for example, has that. You can set a delay even with a remote. So, for example, on this trick of Peter Eggink, one cool thing would be to have this remote that would trigger the coin to fall inside the can. But I always like to have some delay between pressing the remote and the action to happen. Because when you are pressing this remote, even if you have it on your pocket or under your arm or on the foot, so the action happens when you are pressing the remote. And one thing that I like in the smoke watch is that I can press. That's not a remote. That's on the wristband, but I can press the button, and I know that 5 seconds after, that's when the magic will happen. So
Yes.
I can be. I can have more freedom. I can have my hands.
I understand,
shown
but
and
you are talking
you know.
about a totally different level of electronics. I will tell you why. Because the Peters one is something that you buy and you weld some wires. You know, you cannot find already in the market pre-made versions with those type of things that you are telling. You know, for example, here in the company, for most of the products, at least not all, but for 99% of them. The PCBs are designed from scratch. However, if you really wanted the delay in that trick, instead of $99, probably it will cost $50 more. So it will increase 50% the cost of the product
I agree. Yeah.
because of that detail.
Understand.
You know, so even though I don't really know if many magicians are like you with those. I am. You know, when I release a product, at least I do my best to have all those kind of small details that for the professional make the difference, you know. But will people still buy the trick for $50 more to make a coin appear in the can?
The trick sells anyway.
You push a button, it falls. It fails. You know, you don't need to be with your hands like this. You can do this. So,
but then that's these details that many years after it gives you name. So
yes,
it's the difference between saying, "Oh, I bought a trick that doesn't work; it's in the drawer," or "I bought a trick that actually works," or even if it's in the drawer, it's a good one. It's well thought, and so yeah, I kind of agree. And with sadness, I can say that the trick would sell anyway, and it sell out anyway. It was a sellout in Blackpool, I remember. So. For him, it was like $50 less. Great.
Yep.
why over-engineer something and add extra costs, extra labor as well, and earn less money in the end? If we can do it for the cheap, it works. It's just not as good as for the professional magician, but
yeah, for this trick in particular, the coin the can, I think it's fine as it is. I mean, because you also have feedback, because when you push a button, you literally listen the coin fall. So I mean, in some of my tricks, I like to have vibration feedback. You know, for this one, I don't really think it's needed. So I don't I don't blame him. I really like Peter. I mean, I think he's a very good performer and a great inventor. I really think so. Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to the magic shop. We have a lot to discuss, actually. Perhaps
you are almost 30 minutes
on this episode. And I also have a magic trick to perform.
Yeah.
But your experience on browsing magic online. So there is a few big players. But I think that also nowadays, mostly because of social media, etc., people tend to also buy directly to the creator. And I've done that. You've done that for sure. And perhaps you feel that other customers also do that with you. You are a creator. You have your magic that sells online on magic shops like Vanishing Ink, Penguin Magic, whatever, all over.
Yes.
And then I think it happens most nowadays that people buy directly to the creator.
Yes, I think it's good. I mean, magic dealers are important because that's how they make their money, you know. But sometimes it's nice to buy to the curator because you are supporting a very small company and it makes a difference, you know. I always, when I buy tricks, I always try whenever possible to buy direct to the curator, you know. And there is also another difference. Products evolve, you know. Right. Sometimes we have small updates in a product that we don't need to tell to everyone because why, you know. But so I always try to buy directly to the inventor of the trick.
Yes, that's not always possible because it depends on who the creator is and how well he markets the products, or you have an online shop or not.
Yes, and if you want diversity, if you want to buy like a thumb tip, a deck of cards, that trick,
and
you'll go to a magic dealer,
magic shop. I think it's one of the perhaps the advantage number one of buying on a magic shop is that you have diversity, right?
Yep.
You can buy, I don't know, a close-up trick and an accessory and some other trick from some other creator, all in the magic shop. Yes, but I
really like when I don't buy many tricks nowadays. I prefer to invent them.
Yes,
because the tricks that I want are not in the market, so I make them. Okay. But when I buy or a book or a DVD or whatever it is, I always like to go to Goni in Denmark. You know, I think it's in Denmark. Yes. Sorry if I'm not saying, but I can check Goni. But Goni is really one of the best shops that I really like to buy here in Europe. You know,
we could go on and on with the listeners.
And we bought a lot at Hocus Pocus in Fresno, California.
Yes, yes. So one thing that I was also like to mention is that somehow, it's perhaps you agree with me. I don't know, our viewers, but Hocus Pocus websites. I mean, it's something from the 90s.
If you don't like Penguin, you will even like
also
less.
Penguin. Yes, I kind of understand why it is like. I mean, it's they are like stuck in time. It works.
I mean, I don't think it's bad. I mean, I know that
you
too.
Like Penguin Magic. I know that. Yes.
I mean,
but you have to agree that it's 1992.
Yeah. I mean, I think you are a web designer and you really have good taste. I mean, for me, I understand where you prefer Vanishing Ink, for example, or.
Yes, and not only that, we are not just talking about aesthetics. We are talking about the UX, the whole experience. and also the way that you do the marketing behind. So also the technology that is behind. So for example, just to give you a really basic example, you can have you can actually record the whole visitor journey, and nowadays this is like super simple to do, and you can actually see what your visitor is interested in and then recommend afterwards via email or via whatever. Also social media by integrating like Facebook ads and
Pixel. It's a Pixel, no? Facebook Pixel.
Yes. So and I don't see that happening on these American websites like Hocus Pocus, Penguin Magic. Those are old, not just on the whole UI aesthetics, but also on the mechanics that are behind. So
they still sell. They are still one of the most
the biggest
selling shops. Yes, the biggest.
So why change? Why invest? And also because these websites like on USA wants to invest on a different platform, different website. It costs thousands,
of course,
if not nearly millions. I don't know, but it's very expensive to build something that big. As for Penguin, for example, from scratch ship. So it's not cheap.
Yeah, and the thing is, the formula is there. I mean, if you have a very successful business, you have a website that people go there and buy a lot. Perhaps do you think that I think it will be risky to change it because people are so used to that. Magicians,
I think it's
you don't think so?
I don't think so. If it's well thought, so if it's something that it's driven by a team of professionals that know what they're doing, also with the magic consultants, etc. I think it has potential. For example, one thing that you see in Hocus Pocus still today is that the videos.
Yes.
You cannot. It actually triggers me because you cannot put a video to play and see it from the beginning to the end because it will buffer in the middle, during the playback. Why? Because they host the video on their servers, and their servers are overloaded, and they don't have.
I think they have YouTube now. I think they changed. I think. Not sure.
Not sure actually, because very recently I was at Hocus Pocus, and I had the same experience of not being able to see a trailer from beginning to the end. So I think Penguin Magic also has its own player. They do. They don't host elsewhere, and you don't need to actually host on YouTube, or you can. There are platforms that they work as a CDN. For example, it's too technical, but you can host on these platforms that are content deliveries that serve you on your websites with high demand. They serve content, videos, pictures, whatever. So they don't need to be hosted on YouTube if you don't want to. You can host this elsewhere, but a really good host that is able to actually deliver with capacity.
I see. Perhaps they are listening to this podcast and they will change.
They will change.
Or
contact me.
You are busy now because you work full time at a huge company. So, Artur, let's do a trick to finish.
I can show you a trick
to wrap this up.
To finish.
Yes. I mean, we are in 34 minutes now or something like that.
So I will show you a trick. Do you like to travel?
I do.
You do. Okay. So also me. I have a few boarding passes here, like quite a few. I think I will just narrow this down. I will ask you to choose one.
Okay.
But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Some are like repeated because it's the return as well. But we are going to narrow this down to 3. I won't show you just now the destinations. Okay, so I'm keeping them like face down on the table.
Okay.
So you don't feel influenced on the destination, but you like to travel. So I would like to ask you to think of a country country or a place that you would like to visit. But first, let's make a choice. Which airline would you choose? That we have Iberia one, Qatar, and American Airlines.
I really like Iberia.
Iberia.
Yeah. I travel a lot for that one.
That's your choice?
Yep.
All right. So let's just remove those. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm.
Okay, I will just keep them right here.
Okay.
Do you have any idea the destination of this boarding pass?
No idea.
No. So let's make one.
Okay.
So I want you to think of a place that you would like to visit. Perhaps Europe, since it's Iberia, but I don't want to influence you. So just think of any country, for example, or any city that you would like
To travel to. Okay. That's one of my favorite cities ever, which is Venice.
Venice. Okay. Italy. Yeah. Okay. So are you positive?
Yes.
Yes. Anything in particular that you would like to?
It's beautiful. You go, you're going to inside that city and you see, I mean, the houses and the cafes and everything. It's unbelievable. It's like a real postcard. It's like a postcard in real life.
Okay. You talk like you have been there already.
I have been there.
Oh, you've been there.
Yeah, I've been there.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So
I would
yes.
like to travel again because it's beautiful.
Right.
Okay.
Perhaps I've been there too. That's the question. Look, you chose this one. I won't really reveal it just now. Do you have your phone with you?
Yes, it's in airplane mode, but do you want me to take it out?
Yes, I need to. You need your camera because we are going to scan some QR codes here. So these two boarding passes that you discarded, can you just scan this QR code right here?
This one?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. Oh, it's in. I must place in picture.
So you discarded these two. If you would choose this Qatar, which city would you be landing in?
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Yep.
Yes. Can you show to the camera?
Yep.
Okay. American Airlines. Perhaps you can scan again.
Yes, again.
This would be your second choice, which you discarded. So which one?
In Bucharest, in Romania.
Bucharest.
Yep.
Yes. All right. But you chose Iberia. Yes. And can you scan again this QR code right here? And
let me see.
Magic or coincidence?
That's it. Venice, Italy.
Venice, Italy. That's the main destination of this boarding pass. And perhaps, why not this year? You can
I'll love to.
go back.
I like this. So it's Boarding Pass by Mariano Goni.
Yes, boarding pass. It's that's what you just saw. This is a off the shelf presentation of the trick. I don't really have much.
You bought it online or you bought it at?
I bought it online. Yes, on Vanishing Ink. I just added some extra boarding passes that are real ones. To create this chaos. It's not needed because you end up like narrowing down to 3.
I see.
It's a nice trick.
Yes, it is.
It's visual because it has the boarding passes and it's like I really like those types of tricks.
The thing is normally is that in boarding passes you really see like the destination printed, no?
Yes,
I think with that one you cannot do it that way. It must be through a QR code.
These ones are specially designed in the way that you don't see that. But in real ones, you would see. For example, on this one from Iberia, which is a real one, this one is to Palma, Majorca.
Okay.
So you would see the destination. What I mentioned that to you some time ago is that I would perhaps, I haven't invested much on this, but it would cross out like with a Sharpie some parts on the boarding pass. So you can actually show both sides.
That's a good idea because then you can say, oh, here is the destination. Of course, I just, so you don't see, you are going to see why in a moment, something like
that. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was a presentation. This was like the standard one. I'm sure that other magicians have different presentation for this.
Of course.
But I think it's a really nice trick. And one good thing is that you can choose, so the revelation, it can happen on the first scan or on the third scan.
Okay, that's good.
So you would choose this one, you would go to Bucharest.
that one, and then
if you choose this one, it would go to that's what I just
prove
did.
that. Yeah.
Yes. Or you can just scan directly and the one that the spectator choose, and it would go to the destination. It's a nice trick. It's
a nice trick. Yeah. So that's it. So we spoke a lot about magic tricks that we like, we don't like. Do you want to add anything else to
I
this?
think that's it. We will come back with
yes, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, with more subjects. So that's it. Let's wrap this up. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us in the journey, and see you on the next one.
See you. Bye bye.